Hi guys, Every Knife Guy here with another flashlight review for you, and today we're looking at a flashlight from a brand that I am not familiar with. I've never tried one of their lights before, but it has been recommended to me by a couple of people, and that is, as you can see there, ThorFire. And they're yet again another Chinese-based flashlight producer, producing small, well, I think they produce a range actually of fairly tactical looking lights. This one, quite a rugged looking pocket light or small EDC light, whichever you want to call it. The usual full aluminum construction body, pocket clip there, not deep carry, but it is reversible, so you can take it off of this part of the bezel, this part of the fuselage, if you will, here, and put it on here, so you can reverse it and mount it on the brim of your cap, which is always a nice feature for a light of this size. Heavily knurled midsection there, you can see the model number on the reverse, which is a PF01s, updated version of the PF01, in case you hadn't guessed. So slightly higher output out of this one, I believe. This has three modes, Firefly, Medium and High. High mode is 120 lumens, which for a single AAA light such as this is pretty acceptable these days. There's not really a lot of information on this online. I couldn't find any information on the actual type of LED in there, but this has a removable tail cap to install the battery. Battery not included, but again that is often pretty common among a lot of these cheaper lights. And this is currently $15 on Amazon.com, so it is not an expensive unit. It's a fairly disposable, well, not disposable, but dispensable small pocket light. You're not going to be too heartbroken if you lose one, just pick up another one. So is it worth the money? Well, its aesthetic is a little different from most. The one I would compare it to most readily in my collection is this, the ThruNite TI5. Partly I think what gave me that impression was, if you look at the tailpiece there, pretty similar. They have that same kind of chamfering on the edges. These are both tail activated lights, of course. This is also a AAA pocket light, very smooth, sleek shape to this one, which I must say I prefer to this chunkier, slightly more over designed ThorFire look, but each to their own. I have no real issues with this. It does have a nice kind of sculpting to the bezel around the light itself there. And let's take a look at the fronts. Yeah, pretty similar in size, and overall dimensions not really a lot different. They're both not the smallest AAA lights available on the market by any means, but they're fairly similar and a good size for your pocket. Not so small that you're going to completely lose it or not be able to handle it effectively, but also not so big that they're incongruous or take up too much pocket real estate. So let's put that to the side for now. I should mention actually, yeah, I mean, this is putting out 100 lumens, the ThruNite TI5 in its current iteration. This is around $16 on Amazon.com. This is around $15, and as I said, this is putting out 120 lumens in the high mode, 0.5 in the Firefly or nightlight mode, and I couldn't find any details on the lumen output in that medium, but not really a huge deal. It's somewhere in between 0.5 and 120, so I'd guess somewhere around 50, 60, 70, something like that. So activation is pretty simple. Basically on this you should really think of the tail cap, which is, I should note, I don't know how well you can see on the camera, is kind of a squidgy little rubber grommet, but it is fairly tactile and you do get a good feel for it. You should really be thinking of the tail cap clicker switch as a lock button. So the way you're changing modes on this is you're partly depressing the button and you'll actually cycle through the modes. I'm just going to cut off the light here so you can see that. Yeah, so just a gentle depress of the tail switch. We'll put, there's no strobe mode here, so that's low, medium, high, low, oops, low, medium, high. So basically you're moving through the modes by partly depressing the tail switch, and when you're in the mode that you want, you're fully depressing it to lock that in and basically turn it on in that mode. So it does have a memory as well. So whatever level of brightness you turn it off on, it will come back on it once you fully depress that switch. So fairly intuitive, not too difficult to select mode. It does only have 3 modes though, compared to compared to the likes of that TI5 ThruNite we were just looking at, which has 3 modes plus a strobe. So worth bearing in mind, it doesn't have any of the fancy stuff. It's very bare bones, but it does what it says in the tin kind of thing. It's a simple but effective pocket light with a reversible pocket clip, which is nice. So what do you get with it? Well, not very much, to be honest. You get a small cardboard box. You can see the website address, etc. on there, made in China. Nothing else on the box, I don't think, just ThorFire logo. Inside we have an instruction manual and 2 spare O-rings, and that is literally it. But it's not a big deal. Again, it's a pretty budget light, so you don't expect too many extras. This is the manual for it, and again, pretty basic, doesn't give you a lot of information. I'll hold it up if you do wish to pause. Oh, sorry, uses Cree XP-G2 LED, so my fault. I apologise, I hadn't noticed that before, but I don't think it tells you in here what the lumen output for that middle mode is, and I couldn't see it when I looked it up online either. So 31 gram weight excluding battery, 98 millimeters in length with 50 millimeter diameter body. And yeah, the only other thing I think I really need to mention out of this is the warranty here, which you can see in the top right. Replace affected manufacturing defects within 40 days of purchase and repair a light free of charge within 24 months of purchase if problems develop. So a 2-year kind of limited warranty, which again is pretty typical for this kind of light, and not too shabby at all for something that only costs 15 bucks. So overall impressions, guys, pretty functional little light. There's, you know, part of the issues with this part of the flashlight market at the moment, the small Cree LED flashlights, is there's just so many options. I've not seen anything about this one that really makes it stand out from the others, but if you do have some affinity to the brand ThorFire, or you know, you have another light, or you wanted another light that you really like from them, maybe it's enough to sway you towards this one in particular, as opposed to a ThruNite or a Surefire or any of the other brands that are out there. But other than that, I don't see a whole lot other than maybe the price to lumen ratio that's going to draw you in on this one. But yeah, certainly nothing wrong with it that I can see. I will keep using it and let you know if I have any issues. But build quality seems pretty solid, and so I don't really see any issues with that either. So that's it, guys. That is the ThorFire PF01s. And thanks for checking out my review. And if you have any questions or comments on this, do let me know in the comment section. And yeah, otherwise I'll be back with more videos soon. Thanks, and have a great day.